2020 will forever be known as the year of the COVID pandemic. And while it greatly affected our spring turkey season plans, we weren't about to let it ruin our summer. Yeah, probably.
I gotta get one of these Ozark fucking...
I know, I need to get one.
Thank Linda for that. That's pretty legit. We were finally able to get down to Camp Gore in June. Trail cameras were checked and a new mineral lick was added to assist with inventory. Our yearly tubing trip to Gallutville had awful weather, but as always ended up being a great time with friends and family. Trout fishing will have to wait until next spring. The real highlight of our summer was our surf fishing trip to the Outer Banks. Isaac had a master plan for catching sharks and it worked out perfectly.
Make sure it's still recording.
Alright, it's back up.
We were able to also add some bonus stingrays. But as the days start to get shorter, there's truly only one thing on our minds. Many of the bucks we're interested in are still missing. This 8-pointer is very similar to a buck that we've been chasing for the last 2 years. We're still waiting on the return of Fat Bastard. No browse. And the broken G2 buck. Our old friend the Gimp has been on camera a lot again this summer. And recently the young 10 finally made an appearance. Alright guys, it's Friday, August 8th, and part of doing a web show is staying on the up and up. Obviously, we like to give regular updates and let everybody know how our stuff's doing, and obviously we talked about our bean plot a lot this year, and unfortunately today is the last day of our bean plot. It did grow, and it is growing. I will show you our browsing cage, and as you can see, inside our browsing cage here, the beans grew pretty well. Obviously they could do better, but they're about 3 feet high. They did okay. Outside the browsing cage, not so good. And if we get down low here, you can see that there are beans still growing. But as you can see, they are nipped off short everywhere. And we have a browning on video mode out here that we've had for the last couple weeks, and the deer are just coming out into this field in the evening and just mowing down every bean. The weeds are really bad, obviously. We did spray it once, which helped, but they came right back because the beans never established a screening cover. They never got high enough to blot out the weeds. So I'm gonna mow it today, hopefully spray it today. Some of the beans may survive, but we're going to end up putting in some type of green matter for the fall. Something that'll grow quickly, either cereal rye or oats, something of that nature. Something green, maybe winter wheat. that we can hunt over. Our screen actually ended up doing okay. We'll show you that. Is the edge over here. The screen was looking really bad about 3 weeks ago, but we got some rain and better conditions and sunshine and hot weather, and the screen's actually popping up pretty good. So we will have a good screen around this plot, and obviously the corn is doing great all around. So we are still excited. This is still our #1 plot. This is where all the activity was last year and where all the activity is going to be this year. But the weed situation is bad, so we need to get that under control, and hopefully we'll be able to plant here in about a week probably. I'm going to come over here where some of the spray actually did a good job, and you can see the rows of beans. You can see where they're at, but they're getting absolutely destroyed by the deer, which is what you want. That's not a bad thing per se, but they were not going to be established enough for this fall, so we got to move on to option 2. All right, guys, August 14th, and we are spraying the bean plot today, doing a total kill on it, our 2-acre bean plot, and redoing it. We're going to be planting winter wheat, forage oats, clover, and some brassicas in it. So we're gonna have a good green fall mixture. The beans just couldn't stand the browsing pressure. We'll show you.
That drag does such a good job.
You got to hit it twice.
Maybe. Clover seed doesn't have to be buried very deep though. You know what I mean? Like clover seed.
Yeah, but it's so lumpy that it's so lumpy. I think you have to hit it twice to get it smoothed out.
She ain't gonna win no beauty contests for sure, but at least for the 3rd year in a row we're actually getting something planted in here. And this time we're planting something besides brassicas. 2 years in a row brassicas. All right guys, August 25th, and I won't try to bore you with a real long intro, but today's the final day of food plotting here for the team this year. We're gonna be putting in this plot right here, which is a 1st-year plot, about ½ an acre. It's gonna be all brassicas. As you can see, typical Chatham soil. It is awful. It is full of rocks. It is full of oil pipes. It's really, really bad, but we're gonna plant brassicas in here. We have a really thick bedding area right here that a lot of deer are using, and we're gonna have a tower stand set up so that the deer with a northwest wind coming that way come out of the bedding, feed out into the brassicas. Our larger plots are all back there, and we got cornfields all around. But that's today's project. 1st year, we always do brassicas because it ends up breaking up the soil, and When they come in here next spring, I'll probably let Artist Farms hit this and plant it. When they come in next spring, it'll be a lot better. All those turnips, radishes, and all that. They break up the soil, they get in there, it just makes it better. And you can grow brassicas on concrete. So that's part one for today. We're gonna get this planted real quick. All right, guys, real quick. We're here on the big 2.5 acre plot. And as you can see, the screening has really come in well. But we killed the beans last week, we tilled it under. We're gonna hit the screening today with some urea, some 4600. Clover plots are all gonna get triple 19. This first section alongside the radix, we got our radix right there. This first section is gonna be clover, chicory, and some sugar beets. And then the main section is gonna be wheats, oats, and clover. So we're gonna have a big mixture, but we're trying some different things. We have a really good established clover chicory plot over here. We're gonna get this all seeded in today, everything fertilized, packed in, and then food plots will officially be done. Here's some of our seed right here. Basically all of it's from Rural King, because that's our easiest stop on the way home from work, and I like to support local business. All right, guys, we are finishing up here August 25th. Isaac is called to packing the very last of the big food plot in. We got our screening fertilized. We got both our late season plots planted and fertilized. We got our clover fertilized. We got rain in the forecast for the next 3 or 4 days. There's a hurricane coming, so we're gonna get plenty of rain. Perfect time to get all this stuff in. Hopefully our next update from this stand and this plot, it's either the season or we're growing good. And we are 2 weeks away from Kentucky. So the next time you see us in SBO Live, it may be Kentucky.